Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm talking about two most important things when you're coming into Portugal as a student. First, I'm talking about how to apply for visa, right? A student visa to Portugal. That is after you've gotten your admission and everything, how to apply for your student visa. And then secondly, when you get here, the document and how to get ready, how to get prepared for a self appointment, right? I hope like you like it. If you do, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So for student visa, I already have a detailed video of how to apply for student visa, all the documents required to apply for a student visa already on my channel. But for whatever purposes, I still want to do that again for those that have or are not privy to that video. You can still go back into my other videos, look for that video because it's more detailed, right? Okay, so after you have applied to the schools and you have gained admission, right now, how do you apply for the student visa? Okay, so to apply for the student visa, you just have to go to the embassy, or you call them, or you can Google it, or you can just listen to me. Whichever means that you prefer would all work. But depending on your country, because I feel like some countries may have just a little disparity or differences between the requirement, but in general I think it is the same. For Ghana, for instance, we don't have an embassy in Ghana. We have a consulate, but it's still the same thing. You send your documents, they're going to work on it for you. So check in your country if they have a Portugal embassy. You can check online, Google it to find out if they have an embassy or a consulate. Whichever one is fine. The only downside is that if there is a consulate, the processing time take a little longer than if the embassy is in that country. So that is just the downside to it, but it's still fine, right? So these are the documents that you would need when applying for a student visa. First off, you need a valid passport. Obviously, you need a valid passport. Secondly, you would need the letter of acceptance from the school. Because you are applying for a student visa, you need to show proof that you are actually admitted in a school. So you need your letter of acceptance. Letter of acceptance will be given to you by the school when they actually admit you. So you can add that letter to the rest of your documents. Now, you also need to have a proof that you have paid your tuition fees, right? When the school gives you the admission, you are required to pay some admission fee, not your entire tuition fee. For Portugal, they don't take the entire tuition fee. I think they just take the first month, since most of the school fees are paid in 10 installments. So they just take the fees for the first month or the first installment, plus insurance and a few things. Those are the money. That's just the money you're going to pay. And they are going to give you a receipt or a proof that you've actually paid those money. So you add that to your document. That is the proof that you have paid your tuition fee. If you also have a scholarship, well, you also have to prove that you have a scholarship. They just want to know that, one, you have been admitted, and two, you have actually paid your fee, your admission fee. And then the fourth thing is 2 passport size pictures. If you already have passport pictures from 3 years or somewhere ago, no, just go and take a new passport picture, because they want recent passport pictures. So you just take 2 passport pictures and add to your document. And then the next thing, or the fifth thing, is the Portugal student visa application form. That form you can just download online. Just Google it. You can download it and just practice how to fill it, or you can just fill it from there. When you go to the embassy, some embassies give you there, but you can still print it yourself and fill it. The Portugal student visa application form. You print it out, you fill the entire form, and any other requirements that would be needed, you add that to your other documents. All these documents I am mentioning are documents you would be sending to the embassy when you are applying for the visa. Okay, so now the sixth thing is your proof of financial means to sustain yourself whilst you are studying or whilst you come to Portugal. Obviously, they know the working system in Portugal. It's not like you're going to start work to pay your fees. That's why they require you to pay your fees, and they require you to also provide a proof of sustenance, a proof of your financial means to sustain yourself whilst you are here. That is when sponsorship comes in. If you know that your bank account is not solid enough, you don't have enough money in your bank account, then you can use what? A sponsor. Your sponsor should have enough money in his account. But the fact that you're using a sponsor doesn't mean you shouldn't also have money in your account. That is some mistake people do. Your sponsor should have money in his account, as well as you yourself should have some money in your account. In my previous videos, I stated the amount and everything inside, so you can just check that video and then know the amounts that you need to have in your account. But one advice I would give is that, they are not stupid. So she should know that you can't wait till the very day or a few days to applying for the visa, you go and find money and deposit into your account. No, once you get, or once you even make up your mind to travel, you should start building your account. Now, if you're not using a sponsor, meaning you've built your account for how many years? You built your account for so many years, so you have enough backing, because they would require your bank statement. If they say proof of financial means, they're requiring your bank statement to know that you have a working bank statement, that money flowing in and out all the time, and you have also some savings in there, right, to prove that when you come here, you're not going to be a liability. When you come here, even if for a few months you're not getting a job, you would still be able to survive. You still be able to continue paying your school fees. You still be able to continue paying your rent, and you still be able to fend for yourself. So that is a state document, proof of financial means. That's your bank statement. If you're using a sponsor, your bank statement plus that of the sponsor's bank statement plus the sponsor's identity card plus the sponsor's authorized letter that they are sponsoring you. They are vouching that they are going to cater for some of your bills, like they're going to cater for your rent, or they're going to cater for other bills, right? You need a letter to back that as well. The seventh thing is proof of accommodation in Portugal. I know when applying, this has been a very difficult thing for a lot of students, right? Proof of accommodation, because obviously you are not yet in the country, so how are you going to prove accommodation? But most of the time we use a hotel or hostel accommodation. You just book the hotel or the hostel for a few weeks or months to use it as your proof of accommodation. Now, you don't book it as in you pay for it. When you are booking, you make sure that it states that you should pay. It gives you some time to pay. Most of them is like close to the date you say you're coming, or some you pay when you are actually at the premises. So you just check for that so that you don't make any payments. They would send you, once you book, they will send you your booking reference. You print that and you add that to your other document as your proof of accommodation. Don't start looking for accommodation yet and go and pay any money on Facebook or whatsoever. A lot of them are scams. So just use the reference from the hostel you book as your proof of accommodation, unless you have a trusted person already in Portugal that you can trust to find you a place before you come. Then you can use that as your proof of accommodation. Okay, the 8 documents you need is your criminal record. Yes, criminal record is like a document proving that you don't have any criminal background. That you can get it from any police station. You go to the police station, you tell them you want a criminal record. They will just run your name and stuff through the system, and then they would give you the record or the card showing that you have no criminal record. Of course, that place you also have to send your passport pictures. Yes, you send your passport picture for your criminal record. Now, the last but not the least document is your travel insurance, your Schengen travel insurance, if I should be specific. Now, when you search on the internet, you're going to find a lot of travel insurances. Make sure that the one you are buying from is a credible one. Or you can just go to, for instance, for me, I use Allianz. So you can just go to Allianz anywhere, or you can just, all these travel and tour companies, some of them offer these kind of services. So or insurance company, any health insurance company or any insurance company can give you a travel insurance, but make sure it's a Schengen travel insurance. So you try and get that. Like I said, I use Allianz. You can use that, or you can use that one that is accessible to you. Get yourself a travel insurance. Now, the last and somewhat stressful thing is your flight itinerary. Yeah, they require flight itinerary, that more like you've booked your ticket, like you're ready to travel. Now, for that too, it doesn't mean you should book your flight. No, because you don't even know the dates you're traveling. So there's no way you can book your flight. But again, there are travel agencies. These travel agencies can help you with that. Or you can either walk into any travel agency office that you know that you can trust, or you can do online. The online ones, I've had issues where they were scammed. So you need to be very, very mindful of that. Make sure the one that you are dealing with is credible, or the office that you're going to is credible. Just go to any travel agency and tell them you want a travel itinerary. Or you can just go directly to the airline and then just book for a ticket. Not buy the ticket, just book for the ticket. If there is a grace period to hold the ticket, I know for TAP Airline and other airlines, you can hold the ticket for a while. You have to pay something, obviously. You have to pay like 10 euros or 20 euros to hold the ticket for a while. So you can just buy that one, and then they will give you a travel itinerary. Afterwards, you cancel it, right? So do that. Get your travel itinerary and add to these documents to apply for your visa. So these are the documents you need to apply for the visa. If you want an extensive explanation of this, I have it in my channel. You can just scroll through, you would see that video, or I'll try and leave it somewhere here for you to reference. Now, the second thing I promised to talk about was the document for your SEF appointment. Now, what is SEF appointment? The visa they're going to give you from your country usually is 3 months or at most 6 months visa they're going to give you from your country to Portugal. So it is required that when you get here, you're supposed to book with their immigration services. It was SEF, it used to be SEF, now it is AIMA. That is their immigration services. You're supposed to book with them to go there for them to renew or give you a temporary residence, because the one you came in with was just a student visa. Now you need a temporary residence. So which documents are required for this for you to get this TRC or temporary residency? Now, even before that, before I talk about that, there's been instances where people do not have the appointment date. The appointment date is supposed to be given to you on your visa from your country. When they give you the visa, there should be a portion showing the dates you have for that AIMA appointment. But most of the time, or not mostly, a few times, there are some people who do not have that appointment date. For me, when I was coming, I didn't have that appointment date, so I had to come here and now look for appointment date. If you don't have the appointment date on your visa, it's quite stressful. It's really stressful. So I pray everybody gets an appointment date on their visa. Why am I saying it's stressful? Because when you come here, there are people already here who do not have it, from different countries, who do not have these appointments. So they are all looking for the appointments, and when they open the portal, it gets flooded and they get blocked in the middle way. But if you already have the appointment, there is no need for you to be looking for appointment dates, right? You already have the appointment date, so on your date you just go to the immigration service and then you do whatever. But if you don't have, then you have to be visiting the AIMA portal almost every day to check for open appointment dates. They don't open it frequently because, like I said, the system is choked with a lot of people who are looking for appointment dates. So you have to be checking it frequently. When there is an opening, you do it fast. You book a date fast. But hopefully you listening to me would have your AIMA appointment dates on your visa before you enter Portugal. Yes, some people have been asking, so what do you do if you don't have the appointment date? Like I said, if you don't have the appointment date, you have to keep your eyes on that website, on the AIMA website, almost all the time to look for an appointment. If they open for AIMA appointments, you just anywhere in Portugal, it doesn't matter whether you are in Faro or whether you are in Lisbon or Porto, wherever you see, you should be willing to travel, because that AIMA appointment is very, very, very important. Okay, so let's say you already have your appointment. What are the documents that you need to go and apply for your temporary residency card? Because this appointment is what is going to give you your temporary residency card. The first document is your proof of registration at the university, because when you come in from your country to Portugal to the school, you're going to do your registration and they're going to give you a proof that you have registered. So one, you need that document of proof of registration at the school. Second document you will need is your tax number, what we call the NIF number. Everybody, once you enter Portugal, you are required to have a NIF number. That is the Portuguese tax number. So you go to their office, the NIF office, and you go and apply for that NIF. That is one of the first things that you do when you get to Portugal. I've already spoken about that before in my previous videos. So you get your NIF number, you add it to the first document, and then the third thing is your proof of accommodation. Now the proof of accommodation is not the one you use when you're applying for the visa. When you get here, it is assumed that you're already settled in, so you have a place you are living. And that place you are living, if you're renting from your landlord is supposed to give you a document or sign with you, give you the address of the place and sign with you, and go to a place called Junta. I think that is the housing registration something. It's called Junta de Freguesia, something like that. So you go to that site and you go, and it's more like validation of your proof of residence or address here. That can be given, a letter will be given to you from the school once you get a place and you go to the school, that okay, this is my address, because the school obviously needs your address for all the processes. So once you finally rent a place, you go to the school with your proof of address, the one your landlord is going to give you, or you just show them your address of where you are currently living. The school is going to give you a letter showing your proof or confirming your proof of address. You send that proof of address to the Junta de Freguesia for them to more like validate your proof of residence to that house or wherever you say you're staying. You add that, they are going to give you a certificate for it or a form for it. you add that to your other document. That would be your proof of residence. So you add that to your other documents. And then the fourth thing you're going to need is a bank account. Obviously, when you come, all these are the first things you'll be doing. You will need to open a bank account. So you open a bank account. Now, per this AIMA requirement, you should have some money in your bank account, right? Especially when you are going for the appointment. At least you should have, for my time, you should have not less than 600 euros. But to be on the safer side, if you have more, good for you. So as at the time that you're going for your AIMA appointment, you should have at least a bank balance of 800 euros in your bank account. So you print that as well. You print your bank balance as well. You add it to the rest of your documents. And then your passport, obviously, and then your health insurance, and then your passport pictures, and the fee you're going to pay. They usually charge, I think the fee for the entire thing is around 200 euros. So budget 200 euros that you're going to pay to them when you go for your AIMA appointment. So these are the documents. First, proof of registration, your NIF number, your proof of residence, your bank account or bank statement, your proof of registration from the school, your passport, your health insurance, and then your bank details, as in having that money in your bank, and also the 200 euro, or just budget 200 euros as the fee for all the process AIMA is going to do for you. And then you go, you submit all these documents. They look through. They're not going to ask you any questions. If everything is intact, they are not going to ask you any questions. You just submit, and then they would tell you to, your address is already there. They're going to post your TRC or your card, your temporary residency card. They're going to post it to you per the address that you have given. So make sure the address is where you are living, or where you even have access to the mailbox, so that you would know when they send it. They're not going to send you a letter or anything. So if it is your address, you should be checking your mailbox regularly. It usually takes like between 2 months to 3 months, depending on where you actually went for your AIMA appointment. So it usually takes like at most 2 to 3 months to get your residency card or temporary residency card. But in some cases, some places are choked. So if that place is choked, meaning it's going to take longer. For our time, some people got it after 6 months and all, but now I think they are working on their system, so it shouldn't take you like more than 3 months to get your temporary residency card, right? All right, guys. I hope that was helpful. If any questions, any doubts, leave it in the comment section, and I am going to respond to it. Until then, ciao.